Tiny things, just pieces less than an inch long and transparent. A lot of pink floaty tissue like what you would put in a fishbowl. Was this life? To me, no. These are the words of a female medical student who just witnessed her first abortion and shared her experience with Esquire. This wasn't a baby, it was just products of conception. Through my research and analyzing the very controversial topic of abortion, I realized the significance of a mother's right to choose. It really does matter. Abortions don't just affect the mother, they affect everyone involved, including society as a whole. So we really need to fully support abortion and the women who elect to terminate their pregnancies. There are multiple methods available. It's a very safe procedure. They also prevent unnecessary struggles for the family and the unborn child. So we have to consider the various circumstances that also lead a woman to have an abortion. Abortions are very safe whenever performed by health technicians that are trained. The sanitary standards are very high, the environment is kept clean between patients, and the instruments are sterilized. As defined in the Webster Dictionary, abortion is the termination of a pregnancy after, accompanied by, resulting in, or closely followed by the death of an embryo or a fetus. In World Health Organization, the rate of success is laid out. In countries where women have safe access to these services, the likelihood of dying as a result of having an abortion is no more than 1 in 100,000, so that is a very small likelihood. There's also flexibility in choosing a method. There's 3 options available to women, laid out in Methods of Abortion by Dawn Stacy. The first abortion pill is used up to 5 weeks after conception. 5 to 12 weeks in, there can be manual vacuum. The third option is also 5 to 12 weeks, and it's a machine vacuum aspiration. Abortions aren't limited to one size fits all. Depending on the stage of pregnancy, a woman can choose whichever method she would like to go with. This decision can remove barriers that would follow in the future for that baby and for that baby's family. Abortion can prevent hardships on that family. The first factor we have to consider is the mother's health. About 1 in 10 new mothers experiences some sort of postpartum depression. Ellie Lee states that in her book, Abortion, Motherhood, and Mental Health. In the United States, if 5 million women gave birth, that would mean that 500,000 of those women would suffer from postpartum depression every year. If pregnancy struck at an inconvenient time, that means the mother could choose to have a better quality of life by avoiding postpartum depression. Another factor to consider is the financial burdens on a family. According to a 2007 March of Dimes report, the average cost to support just one child for the first year is $7,000 to $11,000 a year. If a family isn't prepared to support that child and sustain, that child is going to grow up without the proper care and adequate support it needs. The third option to consider is a baby with an illness. A baby with a physical or mental illness would have a much lower quality of life. And let's face it, is that any kind of life at all? Would you want that kind of life? Opting to have an abortion can relieve the pressure of not being able to provide an adequate environment for the unborn baby. However, we also have to consider the lives and the quality of those lives for the mother and those also in the baby's life. Abortion can minimize a rape victim's reminders of her traumatic experience. According to an article in the LA Times, the 2005 National Crime Victimization Survey calculates that over 64,000 rapes occurred in just 2004 and 2005 alone. And that only accounts for the rapes that were actually reported, so imagine how many more there could be that are unnoticed. If a woman becomes pregnant due to rape, that baby is not a product of love and compassion as it should be. That baby will miss out on knowing their biological father and the love of that father, who purposely had the intent to conceive a child out of love for that baby's mother. A mother's resentment toward the baby is another risk. If a woman had to give birth to a child who she never intended to have and never wanted in the first place, expecting this of a mother is put very eloquently by Kevin Kelly. Roe versus Wade would seem to indicate that at term, a woman no longer controls the life of the infant. However, there is no other procedure in which a person could be forced to undergo surgery for the sake of another person. That sounds ridiculous. So to get an abortion is the choice of the mother and hers alone. We cannot question her reasoning. Lots of thought and decision goes into making that kind of a choice. It's a big one. So I leave you with this final quote by Frederica Green. No woman wants an abortion like an ice cream cone or a Porsche. She wants an abortion like an animal caught in a trap desires to gnaw off its own leg. Thank you.